Hello viewers, welcome to our Free Concept TV. Headline: International Election Observation Mission releases final report. National Democratic Institute (NDI) and International Republican Institute (IRI) Joint International Election Observation Mission (IEOM) has released its final report on the 2023 general elections in Nigeria. Despite admitting that there were incremental improvements in election administration, advance in result transparency, increased competitiveness in presidential race, quality engagement of youth, and overall optimism generated by the announcement of Electoral Act 2022. The body's position that the 2023 election in Nigeria fell short of citizens' legitimate and responsible expectation. The coalition of observers listed that the significant logistical, technological, and communication failures by the Independent National Electoral Commission (Inec), diverse rhetoric by political parties, political violence, regional disparities, and electoral integrity, instance of vote manipulation, and marginalization of key population merged the electoral process and disenfranchised voters negatively impacted key aspects of the election process. It recalled that the election also saw the lowest turnout for national contest in Nigeria's modern democratic history, with only 27% of registered voters participating. The incoming government, lawmakers, Inec, and political parties will need to show genuine and renewed dedication to improving electoral and democratic process, fighting corruption, and providing Nigerian citizens with responsive and trusted institutions. Nigeria must undertake collective action to combat disenfranchisement, addressing lingering political grievance, restore faith in elections and democracy as a whole, the observer advised. The report includes key findings on pre-election, election day, and post-election period, and offers practical recommendations for consideration by Nigerian stakeholders and parties to promote a resilient and inconclusive democracy. The IEOM found that there is still space to confront electoral integrity challenges and build on the gains of recent reforms, but only through demonstrable political will, good faith, and committed and coordinated effort among Nigerian stakeholders. The IEOM found that there is still space to confront electoral integrity challenges and building on the gain of recent reforms, but only through demonstrable political will, good faith, and committed and coordinated effort among Nigerian stakeholders. The mission clarified that the report is based on information gathered by the joint IRI and NDI Nigerian International Election Observation Mission, which was present in Nigeria from June 2022 to May 2023. The 40-person election day delegation observed the poll in 20 states, including the Federal Capital Territory (FCT). It was led by a distinguished team, including Her Excellency Dr. Joyce Banda, former president of Malawi, and Ambassador Mark Green, former administrator of the U.S. Agency for International Development (USAID). Recognizing that elections are about more than just election day, the mission also conducted two pre-election assessment missions in July and December 2022 and was supported by in-country thematic analysis who provided regular updates through the monitoring and analysis of the pre- and post-election period. NDI and IRI thank the Nigerian people for the warm welcome that they provide the IEOM and express sincere appreciation for the meaningful contribution of the more than 60 observers who participated in the pre-election and election day and post-election delegation. The mission was made possible with support from the U.S. Agency for International Development. All right, viewers, you have listened to today's news. I have lots of comments here. People, I don't know what people have in mind. But before we go straight in, let's know what people are actually thinking and all that. Well, the IEOM has released its final report on the 2022 general election in Nigeria. Despite admitting that they are admitting that the election that happened since in 2020 general election was not truthful. They admitted it, and they made mention of some things that are not supposed to happen that happened, and they said the election was not transparent, and they gave figures to some polling units. they made mention of it. Well, let's read comments. Let's hear what people have to say concerning what the report that I just read. Somebody here says we have moved on. Tinubu is our president, and Nigeria will be better. Somebody here says divide Nigeria to save lives. Somebody has said there is no country that they don't rig election. As to this, everybody wants to win election, but the office is meant for one person. Whew, there is no country that they don't rig. I don't believe that. There are countries. It might not be African countries because Africa. It might not be African countries, but I believe not all. There are countries that they don't rig election. There are countries you cannot go to some particular country and try to play smart. They're going to deal with you. So I believe not all countries. This comment I hear, not all countries. No. So somebody has said you should have told Inec the truth since, but failure to have done that then suggested to me that this is an afterthought. It's meaningless now. Well, because I feel they should have said something at earlier on. I love this person. They should have said something since they know now they've come out to agree that the election was actually rigged. That they had some figures that was high. They added number for some polling units. Now saying it now when they have sworn in our president, what do they want people to do? I don't understand. Are they going to send people away, or I don't really know. What do they want people to do? Yeah, somebody has said yes, daddy, you don't do now, go home. Somebody said your reports wouldn't change anything. We vote for Tinubu and Tinubu won. Somebody says, is it that only what you witness? Those of you who do not go out or shouldn't to give a report. What about the killings, beating, and buying of votes? They made mention of it. Let's be calming down. Yeah, I know some people that got their PVC were not able to go because most people were really afraid. Some people were really because the way people were threatening the lives of some people were really afraid to go out to vote. They made mention of it that people that registered, not all of them came out to vote. I understand that. But people were afraid. Their lives were at stake. What do you expect people to do? To go and vote when their life is at stake? It doesn't work like that. People are afraid. And the agency, the law enforcement agencies, the force, they were not really working. Okay, those that we saw on television that people went to vote, and some people were actually threatening people, and some navy personnel, some armies were there. They could not see anything. They was watching. So how would you expect people to go out and vote again? When they know that their lives were at stake, and the navy people, if they are there, they will not do anything. So nobody cares. They just stay in their house. Those that were bold enough went out to vote. Please, I feel the government really need to work about this our security stuff of a thing. Even if in the next election they should make all the security personnel, they should like work, because during the election they were just there and people were being threatened, people were being beaten, they didn't do anything. Alright, viewers, have come to the end of today's news. Please do what about the comment section. Let's know what your views are. Thank you for listening.